they're recommending socks or bare feet for this baby. And bring a yoga mat if you got one. If you don't, just bring a blanket and they'll set you up. Okay? Alrighty. It is Indiana in the Morning. It's the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, 101.1 FM and AM 1160. So, hang on a second. This thing just came up on my screen, and I don't need it there. So I got to do this again. So Dr. Scholl is actually in the building with us right now, and I got to get rid of this, and I got to get rid of this. And did we have a power outage yesterday, Jake, or something? Okay. All right, because this is weird. I think it's rolling now. It is. Phew. Boy, getting you on the air is quite the challenge here today, isn't it?
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate being here.
Dr. Scholl, a conversation brought to you by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. So I just teed it up for you. The Center for Spine and Pain Management. You've got the event coming up, the You Are the One in 2021 event. I was talking about the yoga aspect of it, but it's a bigger program than just that, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes. It's a program where we'll be able to have a little discussion and talk about some of the aspects of chronic pain and some ways to mitigate pain in the summer months, whether that's back pain, knee pain, hip pain. There's a lot of things that we can do with our bodies. And especially yoga is a great way to increase musculoskeletal strength, range of motion, and decrease pain.
You know, one of the interesting things you just said, muscular work on your muscles is really going to relieve pain in your joints, is it not?
Absolutely. So increasing that core strength, that back muscles, the muscles in our thighs and our arms, that can lead to stability of those joints and of the spine, and that can lead to great reduction in pain and overall functionality and better quality of life.
Yeah. Explain the difference between chronic pain and acute pain.
So chronic pain typically in the literature is defined as pain greater than 3 months. Acute pain is more if you would have an injury, you would trip, fall, have an acute injury causing temporary pain. But chronic pain is something that really starts to decrease the quality of life for our patients. And it also has an aspect where it starts to affect your outlook, your mind, and your psychological state as well. Depression can easily sit in when you have pain every day for years. Mm-hmm. So we like to treat the patients at the Center for Spine and Pain Management as a whole person, not only their pain, their body, but also we want to make sure that their mental health is being treated and addressed as well.
So the Center for Spine and Pain Management is all about that. And this event coming up on the 21st is going to help us to address that. It's going to be at the Healing Garden, which is behind the Medical Arts Building, the Cancer Building there on the IRMC main campus. What actually is going to happen at this event?
So at this event, we're going to have a licensed yoga instructor who's going to navigate us through a very light beginner's yoga workout or evaluation. Also, with yoga, it's very nice because there's also that mental aspect, that meditation. So it's going to address not only the body and the mind, but it's also going to be a great way for relaxation and kind of some coping strategies on how to deal and how to live with chronic pain.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we might think of chronic pain being something that affects only people who have a few miles on them. They've got a few years and they're getting older and things are starting to pile up on them. But chronic pain can really affect anybody, can it?
Absolutely. So if a patient has surgery, oftentimes surgeries can be very helpful for patients, but sometimes, unfortunately, there's complications that can lead to chronic pain after surgeries or even any major trauma. We treat patients of all ages at our clinic. Herniated discs in the back can occur to young people who are weightlifting or doing physical activity. So there's a lot of reasons on why people of all ages may have pain greater than 3 months. And if you do, we're here at the Center for Spine and Pain Management to address those needs.
So we talk about yoga as one of the treatments. It can be a treatment for pain in the long run. Can it also serve as a preventative?
Absolutely. So, by being proactive about your body, as we all age, it can be very helpful to decrease the likelihood of developing chronic pain in the future. So daily physical activity, 30 minutes every day can go a long way. Specifically with yoga, I really like that modality of exercise because it can increase muscle strength, range of motion, and also have that mental aspect. The other thing that we talk about a lot at the Center for Spine and Pain Management is aqua exercise. During these summer months, if you're able to get in the water, it's anti-gravity. So it can kind of take the weight off those knees and that hip and that back and allow you to get a good range of motion and a good cardiovascular activity without having the weight of the gravity affecting those joints in those locations.
As a form of exercise, we tend to think exercise, it must be pretty upbeat. It has to get the heart rate going. You have to get all of these things really pumping up pretty strong. It's not necessarily the case for all people, is it? And these seem like yoga and aquatic therapy, they seem like things that will not necessarily be really fast-paced, but can still be very, very beneficial.
Absolutely. So having static resistance and static holds of positions in yoga, or having that constant in the water, you have that constant resistance of the water as we move our legs and do our walking, our exercises. That resistance or that static tension can be very effective at building muscle strength, range of motion, and functionality.
So somebody who is using the Center for Spine and Pain Management, who would go to a facility such as yours? Is it somebody who has suffered an injury, or just how is it that someone makes their way to the Center for Spine and Pain Management?
Well, at our center, we do not require a referral from another physician, so we're open to seeing the public. If you have pain greater than 3 months and it's starting to affect your quality of life and the things that you like to do, then we have some solutions here at the Center for Spine and Pain Management for you. We do a lot of interventional procedures where we can do nerve blocks, nerve injections, joint injections. We also do a lot of medication management to manage a patient's pain and facilitate their healing process, as well as we do spinal cord stimulation. So sometimes for our patients who qualify, we implant a spinal cord stimulator into the spine, and it can take away their pain, their legs or their arms or their extremities that have been causing so much dysfunction for them.
So while we're talking about yoga and the You Are the One in 2021 event that's coming up on the 21st, there are many different approaches to what you can do to help somebody.
Absolutely, yeah. So we do a lot of those things that I just discussed, but also the preventative care is what we really educate our patients about, and that's why we're really sponsoring the yoga event, because that is a great way to prevent chronic pain from occurring, and also to treat musculoskeletal issues that we all suffer, especially in the low back area, in the hips and knees.
Yeah. So those are all things that probably a lot of people that are listening this morning say, maybe that's something for me, and I should check this out.
Absolutely.
So You Are the One in 2021, the 21st, at what time?
That is at 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Yep.
And do you need to sign up? Do you need to call ahead?
There is a registration link on the IRMC website. However, it is not necessary. You can show up as well, and we'd be happy to have you.
Yeah, wonderful. As we said before, if you can bring a mat or a towel to use to help you out in this event, they prefer bare feet or socks, and go and enjoy the event. And it's really an educational event, isn't it?
It is, yes. We're going to do a little discussion and talk about some preventative ways to prevent chronic pain. So we're excited for the event, and we think it's going to be very informative and will be a great aspect for our community.
He is Dr. Jonathan Scholl. Thanks for coming in to visit with us. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. I do have another announcement if I have one more second.
Sure.
Well, we also are going to be expanding our department at the Center for Spine and Pain Management, and we'll be opening up a Punxsutawney location at Punxsutawney Hospital. So that's going to be happening this fall. So as we expand our services, we will be expanding a little bit north to Punxsutawney Hospital. So that'll be a little bit closer to some of our patients, and we're excited to be in the planning stages for opening that this fall.
Yeah, make that more convenient for people to the north. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
He's Dr. Jonathan Scholl, the Center for Spine and Pain Management. Somebody wants to get in contact with you or with your office, what do they need to do?
They can call our phone number. That's 724-357-8135.
Very good. Appreciate your visit.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It is